So today, the reflection is a very much explored theme, it seems, which is the topic of how do we create what we want. And I don't know about you, but I've noticed that in the popular self-development culture, even in the what's called the spiritual culture, there's quite a lot of opinion and plenty of books on the topic, if not hundreds of strategies and techniques on creating what we want. And most of the techniques and strategies seem to have the claim that this is the one that works. So there are many approaches and techniques and strategies that claim to be the one that works. And there's something a bit suspicious about that, it seems to me, folks, because if they're all claiming to be the one that works, then why are there so many? It's a little bit of a clue there, folks. There could be some fake news happening. Just FYI. But clearly, you know, this is a topic. You know, this idea it's very popular. That implicit in that idea is that it is possible to create what we want. You see, it's a very tempting idea. People go for that. Okay. And because there's so much you know, interest in all these strategies, techniques, it would imply that lots of people are in the experience that they're not creating what they want. So implicit there's a lot of unhappiness, there's a lot of distress going on. I don't have what I want, so I've got to get a new strategy and technique. Yeah. But it seems to be a little bit not in the right order, shall we say. Going for a strategy to create what we want. It's not in the right order, because it seems to me that unless we know who we are, unless we know who we really are, we cannot know what we really want. Unless we know who we really are, we cannot know what we really want. And if we can't know what we really want until we know who we really are, then it's not possible to create what we want if we don't yet know who we really are. So of all the explorations that are popular, you know, how to create what we want, is a very big invitation, really, to first of all explore, well, who are we really? And yet it seems to me that strategies don't take that approach. Most strategies do not take the approach of exploring who we really are. They give us prescription and a template for action. Do this, do that, and do the other. And do it multiple times, and then get the next course and do it again. And again. And get the improved version 2 years later. So right now, we're going to take an exploration that goes very much against the culture, very much against the self-development culture, very much against the common way of understanding this notion of getting what we want. Already, we're going upstream. We're going against the flow. It takes a bit of courage to do this, because this is an uncommon conversation. We're exploring who we really are. That's where we're going first. So the idea, folks, here is this, and this is just the idea. Now, I say often this because it's worth hearing again and again, and especially if you're new to the way that I reflect, is I'm not offering a set of beliefs. Please don't try to believe anything I'm saying. We're not in the business of beliefs here. We're in the opposite business. We're in the business of turning away from beliefs. I do invite you to sit with an openness. And what is openness open to? What resonates? What resonates? So this is an idea, not a belief, not offering a belief. This is an idea that who we really are is energy. Now, the word energy, I often will interchange with other words, such as who we really are is consciousness. Who we really are is awareness. Who we really are is unconditional love. Just muting because there's some sound coming through. Who we really are is the source. We are the source of all of life. Who we are is awakeness. Who we are is God stuffness. Same. Who we are is energy. Who we are is consciousness. And all of life, all that appears in life, trees, cars, people, tables, chairs, flowers, frogs, dollar bills, everything that appears is made of energy, the same energy. Everything is energy, the same energy. There's not dollar bill energy that's different from frog energy, that's different from daffodil energy, that's different from a human, what's called a human being energy. Everything that appears is made of energy, the same energy. So if everything is energy, this here and you there and you there and you there, we are all energy, the same energy appearing as different forms, appearing as a Craig, appearing as a Tom, appearing as now Alison, but we're all the same energy. If we look at just look at your computer screens, you've got the gallery view, for instance, you've got all these little boxes that appear as different shaped people, yeah, but this computer screen, it's made of pixels. We're all pixels, not different pixels for Isabel and different pixels for Joan, the same pixels. So we appear to be separate from each other. But even as this computer screen, using it as a metaphor, is demonstrating, we are not separate from each other. We only appear to be. Dollar bills are not separate from us. We, as consciousness, appear as dollar bills, where dollar bills appear. We are dollar bills. We are trees, we are tables, we are red sports cars, we are red hot lovers, we are anything we want. Everything that appears is what we are already. So we might sit here and I look out my window here and I go, wow, I'm over there is that amazing tree. I'm over there is that amazing tree. How could I ever be, wanting a tree? Somebody who goes, oh, I really want a red sports car. I've got to have a red sports car. I'm so miserable because I haven't got a red sports car. And they're walking past a red sports car and they're saying, I'm really miserable because that person's got a red sports car and I don't. Such misery. Without realizing that red sports car is who they are. They might say, oh, there I am there. That's a red sports car. I don't have to have it. I am it. What's better? Would you rather have it or be it? Yeah. So what's on offer here is for that idea that we are all objects, all things appearing. Anything that's appearing in consciousness, we are. We are that. Everything and anything appearing in consciousness. It's made of consciousness, made of energy, made of us. We are that. So the notion of what we are is abundance. This is where it comes from. We are the source of all that appears in consciousness. Now, as this idea begins to become a reality, and that's why what is offered in these deepening conversations of inquiry, is for this idea to become a reality. The reality that we are all that appears in consciousness upwells as an experience of fulfillment, contentment, happiness. And let's look at that upwelling of happiness. Let's look at how this realization begins to change everything without anything changing, but the experience of everything changes. Is that when if you were to interview people who are really intent on, I want this, I want this, I want this, and you might say, well, why do you want the next iPhone? You know, why is it you want the next? Well, I want the technology, I want the camera, it works better. Great, but why do you want that? Well, it makes better pictures, you know, but why do you want that? Well, I'd be happy. I'd be happier. I'd be happier with the next iPhone. If you ask somebody, you know, why is it you want to meet your mate, your soulmate? Well, that's what I'm here for. I'm destined, aren't I? I'm destined. And if I don't meet my soulmate, I'm going to be unhappy. But why do you want to meet your soulmate? Well, I want to be happy. So I wager that if we were to interview everyone who is wanting what they believe they don't have, that what they really want is to be happy. So if you said to somebody, would you rather have a red sports car or would you rather be happy? My guess is they'd choose to be happy. Would you rather have a soulmate or would you rather be happy? I think well, yeah, I'd rather be happy. If it was really one or the other, yeah, they'd go for happiness. So what's on offer here and what's uncommon here in the conversation in relation to the culture is we're going straight for happiness. We're going direct on a course to happiness. Now, when happiness and contentment and fulfillment are upwelling, when happiness, contentment, and fulfillment are upwelling, regardless of the material possessions of life, including in the material possessions, you know, another human being in the form of a partner or children, whatever, in spite of the material possessions, when happiness, fulfillment, and contentment are upwelling, there's more and more an experience that we have what we want, that we have what we want. There's more and more an experience that we are everything arising in all of life. There's less and less sense of lack. Less and less sense of lack. And when there's less sense of lack, there's less of a sense of lack driving the idea that we need what we want in order to be happy, because happiness is already the experience. So the experience of lack dissolves. There's more an experience of being content. And as far as I see from that, it doesn't mean that we become inactive. Quite the contrary. It means that the happiness and the fulfillment that we are naturally expresses itself. Naturally, we express happiness and contentment and peace. We express it. We don't seek to get things to be happy, we express happiness, we express contentment, we express fulfillment. And the ways that that expression occurs is incredibly varied, depending on the particular programming and constitution and experience that is accumulated in the mind-body system. For some, the expression of happiness and contentment is in the form of music. For some, it's in the form of engineering. For some, it's in the form of making money. That can be an expression of contentment and peace, but not to get happiness. For some, it's the expression of relating, networking, marrying, having children. That's an expression of peace and happiness, not a means to get peace and happiness. But the starting point is entirely different. When we're coming from peace, we're expressing peace as opposed to coming from an experience and a belief of lack